Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the mini podcast Monday Motivation brought to you by Dominate Your Day. I started Monday Motivation as a space for many episodes to share inspiring ideas and thoughts for leaders in the workplace. As a former corporate leader, I know what it feels like just to need a little boost each week. So, this week we are sharing a topic under communication called engagement. And we want to talk about, and this has been coming up so much in the workplace, we want to talk today about how to unleash the power of listening when you are a leader. And one of the things I know this, I have to work on this myself, is active listening. Leaders often find themselves at the helm of the conversation, but the true art lies in mastering the skill of listening. This week, we focus on effective engagement through active listening. Remember, impactful communications begins with an open ear, not an open mouth. I have to say that to myself quite a bit. One of the things when I think about leadership and I think about listening and I think about engagement, I think about a person named Alex. He's a team leader that I met a couple years ago. He's at a tech startup, and he had this huge project that was really headed for disaster. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, in situations like this, we want to get in the fix mode by doing instead of by listening. But what Alex did, and this story really resonated with me, he took the time to communicate with his team. And he wasn't in a frantic, stressful, he might have been stressful, but he took time to meet with each of them. And he asked them 3 simple questions. And what happened next is that he opened up the floodgates of communication, which led his team into this triumphant product launch that could have gone really sideways. But because he took the time to connect with each of these people and ask these 3 questions, he had a powerful outcome. So what he had done was he set up a good space for conversation with his team, and he had a habit already in place of building this just quick connects with his people. And that's the key here for effective leadership. It's not just, okay, we have our one-on-one and we're going to talk during that time and we're going to talk about everything on your mind and then we're going to wait till the next time we talk. What Alex did was he did a lot of quick connects with each of his people. And because of that, he could have a pulse on his team. And so when stress came, when this particular project came down, he was able to quickly circle back with them, and he had that psychological safety. So you're probably wondering, what are the 3 questions that Alex asked his team that turned the whole situation around? And these are simple questions, but sometimes as leaders, we just are in the throes of getting through whatever the event is and the stress of that event and managing all the other relationships that we don't take time to ask these 3 questions. So the first one that he asked his folks, and it was just a quick connect. Literally, this conversation took about 5 to 10 minutes. He asked, how are you doing in this project? That was question number 1. Number 2 is, do you have clarity about what you need from me? Anything I can do for you that I haven't done for you? So first of all, he checked on them personally. Then he asked, what do they need? Are they clear on their role? Are they clear on what they need from him? Is there anything that they would really like to ask of him that they hadn't? And then 3, are you getting to do what you do best in this project every day? And for those of you familiar with Q12, you've probably heard some of these questions in the first 3 questions of Q12, which is the Gallup engagement survey. Except what Alex did was he kind of added the little piece about how are you doing as he asked about role clarity and are they getting to do what they do best every week. The reason that are you getting to do what you do best every week is if you're in this project and you're doing something that is really draining you, it's not going to be good for your well-being. It's not going to be good for the team. And so Alex, he got a pulse on that. He was able to move people around and situations around so that they could maximize their productivity and their engagement. One of my favorite quotes on this topic is, leaders who don't listen will eventually be surrounded by people who have nothing to say. And that's from Andy Stanley. So have you been one of those leaders that are spending most of your time directing and not asking and not taking time for those quick connects every week? So here's the action items for you this week. Create your quick connects with your team members and ask them, what support do you need from me? How are you doing? During your team meetings, inquire, what successes can we celebrate? Because if you go from project to project to project, you're not only going to get burned out, but your team's going to get burned out. So how do we put celebration in already into what we're doing every week or every month? And at the end of the week, ask yourself, have I truly understood the perspective of my team members? Do I truly know and have a pulse on what they need? Asking yourself those 3 questions really, really help you boost forward and have a high engaged team. So I want to make sure that if you want to make an impact on your team, feel free to reach out to me and set up a 15-minute discovery call, and we can have one of our leadership coaches visit with you. And then if you want to enhance your team's engagement and productivity, you can also get the Strengths Journal. And you can find both of those on danawilliamsco.com. So just quickly before we finish, most listeners don't yet follow the podcast. Every additional follower we get helps us to raise the profile of the podcast and bring you more episodes. So if you can do one thing for us today, then please hit the follow button and get updates wherever we put new content live. And if you can do a second thing, just tell your friends to follow us and share this with a friend. Thank you for listening, and tune in next time. I want to say to all of you moms out there, happy Mother's Day this coming weekend. Hope you have a great week, and we will see you next week.